Well, good morning, Inabit fans, and welcome to the preview for Turffontein Champions Day, Saturday, the 6th of April. Remember, World Pools. So if you want to have a bet, a win, place Quinella, which is the reverse exactas, swingers and exactas. They're all on the World Pool. There'll be huge pools. You can have as many wins as you like on whatever you like. But remember, you've got to bet with the operator, tab, or the two betting companies that both do not lay the open bet, and that's Interbet, our boys here, and Betway. They're the only two companies that you can bet with today. Please support World Pools and support the pools, and do not support the bookmakers that do lay the open bet. So, why is there a double header? There's a double header because when the fixtures were done a year ago, these fixtures were two fixtures. Then it was decided to run Champions Day on this day, and in consultation, from my understanding, the other operators never came back to them. When they did come back to them, they said, well, they don't want to run on a Sunday. Double headers on Sunday don't make any sense. Well, I can tell you a double header today makes no sense, and that's pure ignorance on behalf of whoever made that decision. And it certainly wasn't for racing. Turffontein, race 1, 12 o'clock, 25 penchrometer, good to soft, a 5.5 false rail at the 700 meter mark, and the weather looks magnificent. The money's all been for One Vibe SA in the first race. Well, you know whose stable that is. Tony Peter, Calvin Habib aboard, and the punters have been having a marvellous time with his horses. So no wonder they're going for this one. But the Let's Play Poker's feet aren't tied together, and he gets blinkers. That's a big, big plus. There's also two very good runs in the Cape. But I think So Seductive might be the value in the race. Third run after a race, got very good form this, and was only just run out of it last time. I think So Seductive's a player. Race 2, Phillies Nursery, 1160. Impossible to go against Almond Sea on all collateral form. She looks absolutely a penalty kick, and her first win is the key because she won in 45-3. Well, our fairly famous lady from Elson and Lozano's stable won in 46-9, which is possibly 10 lengths behind. It's a long, long way. She has come on, famous lady, and expect a good run from her, but Mountain High and Little Ballerina look like they've got big chances here too. Race 3, Nursery. There's the Colts Nursery or the Open Nursery 1160, and it's very difficult to go against Pistol Pete, but I am going to include Fire Attack. I think this horse was well beaten by Pistol Pete, but I really do believe the 1200 will suit him better. The Gavea's got to be a bit sharper, and see if we can keep him in the race. Proceed. Go back to the run before last. He also comes into it because I think he's going to need more ground than this 1000 that he got beaten by Pistol Pete. So there are chinks in Pistol Pete's armor, but he does look hard to beat. Race 4, Hawaii, 1400. I'm going Sandringham Summit strongly. If he gets beaten, anything can beat him, but he does look like the right horse, and I think he's a very, very good horse. So Lucky Lad, obviously, has always been a favourite of mine. He gets a tongue tie today, and he might be the big danger. The rest, I can't see any of them beating the top two, so then that's how I'm going in this race. Race 5, the Oaks, 2,450. Well, this with a scratching of Sukhumvit, which I really thought was a big, big danger to Silver Sanctuary. You got to go with Silver Sanctuary as a banker. Nothing else seems to be able to beat her on form. She holds them all. Frances Ethel hasn't got the same form line. She might be an improvement. I see that Singh and Team Valor have bought into her, so they obviously see something, and they're getting ready to now start buying the South African horses and getting them out of this country. I can tell you, this is the start of the horse grain. Race 6, Empress Club, 1,600 meters. How do you go against Give Me Another? She just looks better and better and better. The interesting horse is Bavarian Beauty. She went to the Cape with a big rap, so she was going to win the 7 million rand race. Well, she flopped. She was drawn badly. She didn't seem to get in the race. She came back and she ran 5.5 lengths behind. Give me another. She got a lot of work to do to turn the tables, but you never know with the magician Tony Peter, anything is possible. Mrs. Geriatrics, the only run she ran over 1600 was she had drawn 12 out of 13 in the big race in the Cape Fillies Guineas, and she ran on really, really well. She's a gutsy filly, this. I would have a closer look at her form lines and think that maybe she could go in as well, but I make her the danger to give me another. Race 7, Computer Form Sprint, 1,000 meters. I'm going strongly with Dice. I think he's the right horse. I'm ignoring his last start completely, but I think he'll go very, very well here. Thunderstruck looks very close to him, and they do look like the two. I'm putting in a Pico and Golden Sickle as dangers, but a Pico is a big, big player at 12-1. Don't leave her out of anything. Her form is very, very good, and she certainly loves the wet. Race 8, Derby, 2-4-50. Purple Pitcher beat Sandringham Summit last time, which was a bit of a shock, but he's obviously got huge ability. I cannot see him staying this trip. I think that the way his pedigree reads, New Predator out of Canterbury, he's beatable. Hotter Ruby, I think, is a player. I ran on the last run behind Purple Pitcher. And then Pure Predator also comes into the race with a chance, but he is out of a Varmare, which gives him a little chance of staying this type of trip. Marauding Horde has got to be the big danger to the top two. He's really improving in leaps and bounds, and I expect him to go really, really well here. Race 9, Premier's Champion Challenge, 2,000 meters. I'm going with Pietro Manzana. I think he'll follow up. I think these horses get better with age. I'm ignoring his last start. If he's fit and well, he's got the beating of this field at these weights. Dave the King, will he stay? Third run after arrest. He loves the wet, everything in his favor. Cousin Casey, exactly the same comment. Zeus might be a danger. Ignore his last start completely. When these horses from this stable drift from 16-10 to 7-1, you know they're not wanted, or they're not ready, or whatever the reason is. They're proper punting stables, and I can tell you, Zeus was not on the burn last time, but he loves the wet. He'll go the trip, everything in his favor. Winchester Mansion, he's got to have a big chance too. This horse is a very nice horse, and he likes the wet too. 5 runs, 3 wins, 2 places. I can only see those horses. The top of the weights look to me to be the right ones. Obviously, Royal Victory, but remember, you want a handicap. He now meets him on much worse terms. Not going to be easy. Race 10. This is a Gold Caradoc Gold Cup, and I think Red Maple's the right one. I'm going with her. She's run 5 times on the wet for 1 poor place. That does play against her. The rule book, I think, is a player at 10-1. I think he'll go very, very well. Positive Attitudes won well his last 2. And then Crimson King, who's beaten them all at these type of weights, but draw 13's not in his favor. Definitely a player. So remember, Whirlpool, bet into the tote, and you can have whatever you like on the tote. Let's improve our pools. Let's get money into the business. Otherwise, we are going to go one way. From me, James Goodman, and the whole Interbet team, thank you for listening. Share, subscribe, and be friends of ours.